Seconds. Stand by.
It's a warm theater.
Radio. 15 seconds. Stand by. Lights, sound, and cameras. Radio. 5 seconds to live queue open and talent in 2.
Adjust your mojo.
You are about to participate in a great adventure.
Now.
At age, 60? He's just gonna break bad?
Radio with an attitude.
This system that we love is broken.
I know that.
Do
not
comply.
Hey, mother.
Welcome to another 2 hours of common sense.
That liberty and justice for all is a myth.
And erratic behavior.
You want to, but you can't. And when you do, you wish you didn't.
This is your Daily Mojo.
Authorities are investigating an alleged burglary at the home of NASCAR legend Greg Biffle. If you are not aware, Greg Biffle, gosh, it's been, 3 weeks now since he and his whole family died in a plane crash in North Carolina. Yeah, it's a horrible story. Deputies responded to the Biffle estate in, I think it's pronounced Iredell County. It's in North Carolina. This, if you're not familiar, Greg Biffle, of course, was a NASCAR driver. I believe that is the Biffle number 33 Skollmobile. That is Greg Biffle right there. And this is Greg Biffle and the whole family. Yeah. Again, just horrible that this happened. And this is not what I would have expected. It probably looks better from the ground, but this is not what I would have expected a bazillionaire. Well, was he a bazillionaire? I mean, he had a lot of money, right?
Well, I mean, he was putting his money elsewhere, maybe. I mean, because it was his plane.
Well, I'm saying that's not a cheap house right there. That's
it may be on a lot of land. I mean, yeah, you're right. It's not.
No, that's a multi-million-dollar, I would say, house. There, he sold one down in Florida. It was pretty impressive looking. But, and when you say that he was putting his money elsewhere, yeah, it seems that he was. The deputies responded to a call yesterday about just after 6 o'clock in the afternoon. What was stolen from the house? A backpack and $30,000 in cash were reported missing from the home, according to authorities. Huh. A backpack, $30,000 in cash. Guess what else was taken? Firearms, memorabilia. Also taken from the home during the burglary. No arrests have been made yet. A backpack and $30,000 in cash. I mean, does this... Not going to say it was an inside job because I don't know, but doesn't this feel like an inside job?
Yes.
Because you wouldn't really know... I looked for it to see if there was any crime scene photo or crime scene video from the Popo, but apparently there's no publicly available body cam video related to the January 8th burglary. So this happened today is the 15th. This happened that's January 8th, so I guess it was last Thursday. They've only released details via an incident report and local news coverage, including video segments from outlets like VCNC. I believe, no, that's not the story I have there. It consists only of reporter narration and graphics. No body cam or investigative footage has been shared given the recency of the incident and the ongoing investigation. With no arrests, it's unlikely any such video would be released at this stage. But there will likely, at some point very soon, I would say probably be some body cam footage. Now, I'm going to guess when they do release it, we're going to find that not a whole lot of stuff was disturbed. I'm going to guess that whoever took it, just purely speculation, but this smells like somebody, maybe in the family, close friend. They're like, you know what? And they're right. Biffle doesn't need it anymore. He's not going to. He certainly has no use for the $30,000 in cash. And they are and I'm not. I probably would think the same way. Quite frankly, it's like, all right, what if he has no will? What if there was no will? That means all of that stuff gets tied up, and guess who gets a big chunk of it?
State.
Yep. The state. And if I had anything to say about it, I'd be in there going, you know what? No, I don't think the state of North Carolina really needs, or the federal government really needs any piece of this. Also, the firearms and memorabilia. I'm going to guess they knew where pure speculation. I don't know what it was that when I saw this story, I'm like, it smells like somebody who knew.
It's a family
smells like
member,
a friend,
housekeeper, friend.
Yep. And I would almost guarantee there's no ill intent other than I want that stuff and he doesn't need it anymore. And I don't know. And they may have had a will. They may have been, they could have been giving all of this money and all of the money that they would have received from the sale of the memorabilia to the Widows and Orphans Fund and small puppies and kittens.
Maybe.
I mean, it could have been absolutely, but it could have been that there was no will. But it still doesn't change the fact that it's not theirs and they shouldn't have taken it. Can't condone it. I can certainly understand it. Because $30,000 in cash. Was the $30,000 in cash in the backpack? One wonders. I doubt that $30,000 was just laying in stacks. Fat stacks sitting on the desk, right? I mean, probably was in a secure spot. You have a house that large, you're probably going to have a decent sized safe.
Probably.
And it will likely, I'm going to speculate here. This is if there is something good that comes with being on this earth for 6+ decades, it's your ability to recall having seen this play before. And your ability to look back and go, this looks a lot like something else I saw. And your ability to look around and think, oh yeah, I've met people like that. When you're young, you don't have that background, that template in your brain to be able to match stuff against. But as you get older and you have interactions with people and you realize the amount of, and there's a lot of good in the world too. There's a lot of good people, a lot of people out there doing good things, but there's a lot of scumbaggery, a lot of skullduggery, a lot of dickwatery out there. There is. And you realize that, and sometimes there are people with a confused set of morals. And would I be able to convince myself that, hey, you know what, I deserve this. I was his friend. Let's say that Ron Phillips assumed room temperature one day, and I happen to, and everybody, God forbid, but I happen to know that Ron had, stacks of $100,000 bills sitting around. I knew one particular, and I knew that all the cops were going to go in there, and this all was going to end up in a courtroom somewhere. People arguing. I might think, you know what, Ron would want me to, and can we get it on the record right now, Ron? Could you just say, yeah, if there's nobody else, I want you to have it all. And it's not like I have any devices planted on your vehicles. It's not like I don't have it. There's nothing in my plan. I'm just saying this way, when it does come time and the announcement is made that several $100,000 was stolen from the Phillips estate behind the locked gates. And I mean, there was nothing broken. It seems like it may have been an inside job. Do I have
Definitely is no fear of that happening.
So I do have you. I've got your stamp of approval. Wow, you wouldn't, even if you're not here, you wouldn't give me the stamp of approval. You would rather see me rot in jail. Well, now it just pisses me off, so now I'm going to take it. So it's I'm not going to. No, let me back up. I'm not going to
find that crap first. I don't, where are you going to find that?
That's a good point. Ron keeps his stacks of $100,000 bills in the same place I keep mine. So when you find his, you will find mine sitting right there next to it. No arrests have been made. The case remains under investigation. You have any information, you are encouraged, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. You're encouraged to report it to the Popo. He was a Hall of Fame nominee. He was one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers. He won 19 NASCAR Cup Series races. And you get what do you want to bet the part of what was gone are the trophies? Now the trophies, what good are they at this point?
Yeah, because
it's
even if you tried to sell them, then we'd know who had them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. There's going to have to be a whole lot of laundering. We may, in the year 2074. Strangely, today, unearthed were several of Greg Biffle's NASCAR trophies, and along with family memorabilia that popped up on an auction locally. Now, of course, the statute of limitations at that point would have completely run out, so, hey, then you can live off it, but you're going to have to wait probably 50 years. He was a pilot. He notably helped deliver supplies to victims in the aftermath of Hurricane Helene in North Carolina. He was a good guy and an accomplished driver and an accomplished pilot. And it's, horrible.
And the story goes that, number one, he was not licensed to fly his own plane. But that's because it was a jet and he didn't have the qualifications. But he did have a pilot on there who did. But apparently the pilot's son, who was not qualified to fly with him, fly that plane. Has there been any outcome to any investigation there as far as culpability? No, just a preliminary, and they've got the cockpit voice recorder, but it's inconclusive because they don't really talk about what the problem was. Part of it was because they were on a Unicom channel. And you don't necessarily have to transmit, so they're trying to decipher now the internal discussions in the cockpit, which in and of itself was ironic. That plane wasn't required to have a cockpit voice recorder, but it just so happened to have one because it was owned by an entity in the past that was required to have one. So I mean, they got lucky with that, but they still don't know.
All right. Well, of course, we'll follow the story, and if anything exciting, interesting happens, we will let you know. Along those same lines, let's keep the theme going with airplanes. This is who created this? 3D animation. This is the UPS.
Oh, the UPS plane.
Plane. I don't think. There's just some atmospheric audio. Won't even turn it up. So this is a 3D recreation. Just saw this morning. It looks like it's been up for a few days, at least 6 days. And it at least, if this is accurate, I have no reason to believe it's not. I mean, it could be, it might not be. But in any event, this kind of gives us an idea of the timeline of events. We had that initial footage from the jet from somebody there on the ground. Remember how that came out almost immediately and then disappeared almost immediately and then ended up in news reports. But here we go. This is right about there. That's when the engine came to rest over there next to the runway. And did they know at this point? Did the pilots have any idea? They may have had an inkling of, wow, there's bells and whistles going off in the cockpit. We do not know what's happening. Plane is not responding the way we want it to be responding. And unfortunately, it crashed. Fortunately for them, I think it was pretty quickly that they didn't have any knowledge of what was happening at that point. So,
wow,
I know, right? It's just
there was nothing they could do. I mean, they were committed to getting that plane in the air at that point. Nothing they could do.
And if there is any anything to hold on to, is the fact that they were concentrating on something else, on trying to get things right, and hopefully didn't feel a damn thing. But I look at that, it's just the devastation. But when you can't fully appreciate it until you're standing next to one of those planes, I mean, how big it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you can see its scale in video like this, but until you're standing right there, what a huge machine. And for that thing to come down on the ground, and there was one particular, let's see, I think it's back here, that I didn't realize, and I'm assuming that this was, I'm assuming that the 3D rendering shows the area around the plane true to what the surroundings really were. But there's a house here at the end, right there. I mean, can you imagine being in that house when that happened?
Nope.
Like if you were in one of those back rooms there, if this is true to real life, being in what, because you would have likely walked away from that, right? I mean, there's no reason to think that you couldn't have walked out the back door at that point, and then you look out and you see all this surrounding you. Holy crap! I mean, it would just talk about being stunned. But the all of this devastation wasn't like a mile and a half at the debris field. I mean, it was something crazy. It was mile and a half.
Yeah.
And the fire that it started and the people on the ground, I don't remember how many people on the ground were. Let's see, UPS plane crash ground fatalities. How many people? So on the ground there, 15 people. I mean, look, just all of that. 15 people were on the ground there, and hopefully, again, for the people on the ground, it was quick. But this is the amazing. I don't know how much AI was created. Imagine though, I mean, the abilities that we have now to recreate from information that we've gathered from, film and video and audio recordings and the flight data recorders, that we can go back and we can recreate almost exactly what happened on a second by second basis. And this was, sadly, one of the people died, December 25th. So it happened sometime after the crash. 3 pilots. Let's see here. NTSB investigators pinpoint. This is from CNN. I just now saw this headline. NTSB investigators pinpoint failed aircraft part from UPS crash last year. The rare investigative update issued yesterday by the NTSB says a 3-inch wide metal housing around a bearing. So kind of what they thought, if according to what's his name, pilot Steve the pilot?
Captain Steve, yeah.
Captain Steve. Yeah. That's kind of what he surmised, if I recall correctly. Central to the mounting of that engine, and I don't think there's a close-up of that on here anywhere, but you can see when the engine comes apart. Well, the engine didn't come apart. The engine was intact. It just fell off the wing.
Well,
just as the
pylon gave way, right?
Yeah,
right there,
which made which made it fall off the wing.
Yeah.
See, it's so if that thing right now is under stress and under duress, and then it finally just gives way, and the whole thing. Again, it's the little things. It's always something right there. It's always something small and stupid that was overlooked because it didn't seem
small and stupid. I mean, it just didn't seem important. Yeah.
Right. Showed signs of existing metal fatigue and cracking. Investigators identified the larger assembly as a problem early in the investigations. 3 pilots, 12 people on the ground were killed when the jet sliced a half-mile-long debris field, where we were close, along a petroleum recycling facility and UPS warehouse. That was, remember what day this happened?
I don't. What was going on?
Well, it was November 4th.
Wow.
I mean, that's like... Yeah. I know it's time goes by like
that.
Who
puts a petroleum facility at the end of a runway? Or maybe they put a runway in front of a petroleum. I was
going to say, but it's
wow.
Well, the problem is it's everything around an airport is going to be zoned industrial.
Yeah, yeah.
Because nobody wants to live, right next to an airport. In Nashville, there's a whole There's a whole community. I can't remember the name of it, but they're right there next to Nashville International Airport. The streets are still, I don't know if they're still there or not, but a few years ago, the streets were still there to this community that was right there in the flight path as planes would take off. I don't know the complete story, but I know there were houses there once, and then there weren't houses because nobody wants to live right underneath jet airplanes as they're taking off. And I think the airport may have ended up the city may have ended up buying all that property and taking out the houses, but it's weird because the streets are still there.
Yeah.
The investigators released previously unseen images of the so-called bearing race that was split into two halves, causing the left engine to go up and over the wing of the three-engine jet in a dramatic. Is that what we saw there?
It goes up and over right there.
Yeah.
So, because it's still, it's still lit. It's still thrusting.
Yeah, it's still spinning.
So it's got a...
The engine doesn't know that it's not on the airplane.
Correct.
And the fuel line that was connected to that engine doesn't know the engine isn't still there. And it's still, that's why we saw all of that, the fire, because there was literally a flamethrower coming off of that airplane. The NTSB underscored in its new update that the bearing housing was the subject of a 2011 Boeing letter to airlines known as a service letter, alerting them to 4 failures of engine bearing races on 3 different MD-11s. Boeing. Need I say more? But the NTSB notes the alert to operators, Boeing determined it would not result in a safety of flight condition and called for visual checks of the part at normal 5-year intervals. That did not age well, did it? CNN reached out to Boeing, which took over support for the McDonnell Douglas-made MD-11F after Boeing acquired the company in 1997. Back in November, the NTSB released that preliminary report into the incident, which unveiled that a critical mount that kept the left engine attached to the UPS flight failed only moments after the plane left the ground. It climbed just above 30 feet above the runway, and that's it. They also reported fatigue cracks found in the hardware attaching the engine to the wing and symptoms of overstressing. But they say more is still to come as the agency conducts its full investigation. So they knew about it. They knew the problem. I was listening to a previous episode of Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. You may have heard of him. Legend in his own shower. He told the story of an aircraft recently that was about to take off for Hawaii. I can't remember the origin of it. Could have been St. Louis, could have been LA, doesn't really matter. The people are on board. They're waiting to get to their Hawaiian vacation destination. The pilot comes on, ladies and gentlemen, everything is, we just got to note that the air filter on the plane, it's a couple of days overdue, but, it probably it'd be all right. There's another issue that they say they're going to take care of when we return. It's a maintenance issue, but they say it should be okay for this flight, but I'm just not feeling it. And therefore, we are not going to take off. Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. Sorry about you not getting to your vacation, but I'm not feeling it. And therefore, this flight will not be taken off. Thank you. That is all.
Good for him.
And people were pissed.
Good for them.
That's the problem is you don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know if...
That's why we
just
pay
save
pilots.
400 lives?
Yes. Did he? We don't know. That's the point. But yes, he did. Pilots have to make those calls. They're the only ones who can. And you put your life in the hands of that pilot to make that call. If you didn't go up there and shake his hand and go, look, it's unfortunate, but thank you for your, you're an idiot. You can get pissed off all day long, but there's nothing he can do about it. If he thinks it's not right, he thinks it's not right.
Apparently this happened a while back. I just heard the story this week, but if you put it into the old Google machine, Which, by the way, the people who started Google are moving out of California because they're like, hey, we're not feeling it out here in California. But there's a story about this from a couple of years ago. Question about the viral video of a pilot canceling a flight because he wasn't feeling it. I would rather somebody trust their intuition. And it was a dude, but you know what? If he had women's intuition, is there such a thing as women's intuition and men's intuition? Is there a difference? Do we all have it? Should it just be human intuition? But women do seem to have it more. Or they're just constantly running their mouths, and it seems like they have it more. That could be it, right, Ron? I mean, that's what you say, that they talk so much. And I'm like, Ron, women don't talk all that much because they kind of have pretty voice. You're like, no, they just won't shut the hell up. And I'm like, Ron, oh, crap, I wasn't supposed to tell that. I'm sorry. Disregard anything I just said. It probably did not happen. But, Ron, do you think it's women's intuition or do you think it's humans' intuition? Do we all have it?
Humans' intuition. Human intuition. Now, do women probably do it better? Yes, because they're not emotionally attached to the decision like men are. Men are emotionally
Say that one more time. Hold on. I want to make sure I understood you. Women are not
emotionally attached to the decision. Men are always emotionally attached to any decision. But
you don't think women are?
Women can turn that shit off, dude. Yep.
I feel like I'm in an alternate reality because I feel like it's 100. I feel like it's 180 off. They cannot turn it off, and men can turn it off.
Well, no.
You don't think so?
No.
You think it's the other way? The women can turn it off, and they're not emotionally. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I think the intuition works better for women's intuition. But is it human? Yes, I think it's human. And this guy obviously didn't feel it. I mean, maybe he watched, what's the name of those movies? Final Destination. Maybe he watched Final Destination the day before, and he just wasn't feeling it.
And we'll never know if that was the right decision to make. I take that back. It's always the right decision to make if you are making it if you're being authentic to your inner self, however you want to term that. If you really do got a bad feeling about this, because I will get those on occasion, and it's never a good thing when I get those feelings, premonitions.
You got to think about it. Everybody on that plane, it could have been his voice was the last voice they heard that day, but it wasn't.
Yeah. No, that's absolutely right. You got some thoughts you'd like to add to this convo if you're listening live? Today is Thursday, right?
It is.
Today is Thursday, the 15th day of January, the year of our Lord, 2026. It is. Oh, crap. Thank you for at least giving me a little heads up on that. I do appreciate it. You can download the Daily MoJo app, and
Speaking of
you can follow along there.
We do know that there's a problem with the app, so we're working on that. We're working with the...
Too gay?
No, it's not that it's too gay. It's just that we can't, for whatever reason, update the URL for the player. So... I think Tuesday's show is what's in there right now. So we apologize. We don't know why that's happening, but we do have support working on it.
Oh, this just in from the control room.
It's always Ron's fault. It's always Ron.
I did not know they were going to do that in the control room. I apologize.
It's taking back my grain of rice.
It's I've not opened that yet. That's going to be a surprise.
Okay.
It is sitting right here. Oh, it's sitting right here.
I hope it's not broken. Yeah.
Well, we'll all find out together if it is. We'll do that a little bit later in the program. Ron has, I'm told that he has fulfilled a lifelong dream of his. And I'm like, I don't know why you think it's such a big deal, but all right. But he has fulfilled a lifelong dream of his to put my name on a grain of rice using a freaking laser beam. So we'll see coming up at whether or not Ron has fulfilled his lifelong dream. And, can pretty much, from what you do, if you have in fact done that, you can, what else is there left to accomplish
early? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. You can pitch it all and go live the beautiful life.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful life. Oh, it's a beautiful. Who sang that?
I don't know, but I've heard it.
All that she wants is another baby. It's Bananarama. I can't believe you don't remember Bananarama. Why are you laughing?
Pretty sure that wasn't Bananarama, but okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
It's actually, no, you're right. I'm sorry. It's Boy Meets Girl. Boy Meets Girl, which you thought was the same because Boston and boy both begin with the letter D. Over at smellmymojo.com, if that was the whiff you were smelling right there, that's the whiff of success. Valerie and her whole team over there right now busy. They're up to their elbows in soap making stuff. They wouldn't lie.
I see what you
See,
did
for those of you thinkers out there, lye is actually an ingredient in soap. I don't know that Val puts it in her soap. I don't know. Do you have to, if you don't have lye in your soap, is it soap? Don't lie. I have no idea.
I don't know.
But what I can tell you is that it smells wunderbar. You can find the creamy coconut. That's got, well, right there. I'll bet you if we just look at the ingredients right there on the front of the creamy coconut, ooh, sometimes you feel like a
nut.
Sometimes you
don't.
Almond Joy's got
nuts.
Mounds.
Don't.
Because sometimes you feel like a
nut.
Sometimes you
don't. Who the hell doesn't know that song? Come on.
I was half surprised that you did. Coconut, peach, banana, vanilla. It sounds like you take the soap and put it in a dish and pour some whipping cream over it.
Yep.
And
sop it
go
up.
to town.
Yep.
Go to town, as they say, but don't eat it because it's soap. It does smell good, though. And you can get your particular bar of soap at smellmymojo.com. Use the promo code Daily MoJo and save 15% off your purchase. It is a fabulous way to smell clean, to look good, to have people not call you Stinky McFarland, like they used to call Ron when he was little. And why did they call you Stinky McFarland? I mean, that wasn't your name, right?
It was not.
Yeah, it's still Stinky. Here comes Stinky. But anyway, go to smellmymojo.com. Don't smell like Ron. Smell like creamy coconut. Smellmymojo.com. I'm looking over here. I don't see any. There's saponified oils of lard. You know what we need to feel clean? We need some saponified oils of lard. Go out and get me all you can get. Where the hell do you even go to get saponified oils of lard? Should have asked Valerie that question when we had her on the show earlier. I need some saponified oils of lard. It's just not one of those things that comes to mind. Smellmymojo.com.
Radio with an attitude. Every Thursday morning, tune you down. Ooh, yeah. To the Daily MoJo. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. Now it's time to smile. Ooh, yeah. With Brad and Ron. King of the airwaves. King of the airwaves. The Daily MoJo. King of the airwaves.
This is your Daily MoJo.
Is it? We will get to the glitch story. I found this story yesterday, and it was pretty. It's one of those, and it's a story that's been around for quite a while, and I mean like 10 years. But it's a weird story of a glitch in the Matrix and living your life in one day, or in some cases in a minute. As Howard Jones once said, the great theologian Howard Jones once told us, Ron, to what?
I don't know.
Don't try to live your life in one day.
Oh, he said that?
Yep. So here
he
is
also owned hotels too, didn't he?
It would be his cousin Howard Johnson.
Oh, gotcha. I just knew it was Hojo.
Yeah.
All right.
Not Flojo. Hojo. So this dude, I thought, not only was this here we are. I know we're back, and by the way, we're back on YouTube. So hey, welcome us all to YouTube. You know what? There's no way of knowing unless we just do it. So I'm gonna let the audio play on this particular video. So dude comes in when your garage is full of bikes, right? And he goes out and he buys some lumber. Too many bikes in the garage. It's when he's nailing the pieces in, I think is genius. Look at is that cool? It's a neat little, it's not really a how-to video, it's just a process video. It just looks funny when
The big bikes don't fit. Got to modify it.
So he's gone to the Brad Stagg School of Organization. Anything big and heavy needs to be on wheels. If it's big and it's heavy, put wheels on it. Again, I just like the way he produced this video. I think it's genius. And
Yes. Look at that. Look how tidy. And if I want to use my saw, just swing them out of the way.
how cool is that? I just thought that was a really neat project. How many kids do you have in your household? Well, maybe they're adults. Maybe it's not just for kids, but I thought, A, it's a neat project. B, that's a cool way to produce the video. And I admired that, and was not one of the videos that we played yesterday during another fabulous episode of What the Wednesday, but videos along those lines, because we find things online, we play them, we talk about them, and we try not to make it awkward. I mean, it's pretty simple like that. Awkward, though, is we talked about Saks Fifth Avenue yesterday, going, not really belly up, but certainly not doing well. It's arguable that they are close to floating. Macy's is the story for today. They are going to be closing their underproductive stores. They continue to execute, they're calling it their bold new chapter strategy, making targeted adjustments to its store footprint to better serve customers and support long-term growth. That right there, that statement came from a consultant. Yes, and I have to hand it to them. I mean, we're going to be closing some stores and people are going to be losing their jobs and we're not bringing in the money that we'd hoped to be bringing in, but it's all part of our bold new chapter strategy. These actions will allow us to reinvest in go-forward stores and digital capabilities. This was a statement that they released. They unveiled their plans back in February of 24 to shut down 150 underproductive Macy's stores by 2026. And I guess they identified 66 of those last year, or in December. And they're mostly, there's a couple in California, got a couple in Texas, or at least one in Corpus Christi, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, North Carolina, Tukwila, Washington. Are department stores like Macy's just a thing of the past? I mean, do they have a future? Malls are, they're on death's doorstep, right?
Malls are, but they have been for a while now. I mean, I've seen.
Well, will they ever completely go away? And you have to define mall. I mean, we're generally in terms of mall. I think of the enclosed. All of the buildings are connected to each other, and there's a roof over the whole thing.
Correct. Yeah.
Because there are outdoor shopping malls that are still doing quite well.
Right. There are people, Brad, who just love to go physically shopping. Most of them women.
You've just described women.
Yeah. So I don't think they're going to all go away. I mean,
you're surprisingly accurate in your description of women most of the time. It was just the whole emotional attachment. I'm still going through my head.
It's too easy to order off of Amazon, and so dudes be like, "Oh, got it," because they don't want to go shopping anyways.
No. Well, there are some times that you want to just go out and just kill some time, and you're wandering, but it's generally, so you got Hooters for that.
But if you ever go shopping
in the restaurant Hooters
for a specific item, dudes will
what you want,
get that item, and leave. Period.
GTFO. You buy it, you GTFO. Women are like, oh, I need to get that, but
let's go.
Look at that.
Let's go to Bath and Body Works. Let's go to the Coach store. Let's go to.
And at the beginning of a relationship, dudes are all, oh yeah, I'll go shopping with you,
holding your hand.
Yeah, because I just want to be. I just want to be with you. I want to watch. There's nothing I like more than watching you shop, honey. I'll just watch you shop.
I remember when Grapevine Mills opened, we used to walk that thing 2 or 3 times a week. I mean, and that's a long.
Well, that's good for you.
It's a big mall. Yeah,
that's good for you though. It's in. I always forget. Is Grapevine as big as Opry Mills, or is it the other way around? I can't remember. But the nice thing about malls is if it's freezing outside, you can get out, you walk around, you stretch your legs, you can do some mall walking if you're old, and it gives you some exercise, and you can stop into Spencer's and have a big time. Crafting Freak says, I love sniffing everything. Oh, in a Bath and Body Works store? I guess that does. Hey, I'm down with that. Just sniff some stuff. Cool. Pecan Pie 82 says Grapevine is huge. It is a big mall, but when I was growing up, the biggest mall that we went to was Northridge. That was down in the valley. And do you remember the movie Valley Girl?
Yeah.
That was not the mall that was in Valley Girl. That was the Galleria. But the Northridge Mall was bigger than I think I don't even think the Galleria still exists anymore. I know Northridge does, but most large malls are going belly up because people can't wait. We don't have any patience. Well, mainly dudes. We don't have any patience. Get out. And when you get into a mall, you got to park your car. You got to walk to the door. If you're the store that you want something from is, 4 stores in, you got all that while, then come back, get in the car. Then you got to fight traffic. Whereas the outdoor malls, you park right in front of the store that you want to get something from. You get out, you walk in, you get it, you walk back out, and it cuts, half an hour from your trip. Or like Ron said, you go click, click, and click. And the damn thing shows up on your front doorstep.
And sometimes it shows up that day.
Which is awesome. I have not yet seen one. I have not had anything delivered to the motel here yet via drone. Have you?
Well, no, I want to but right now the drones are sticking to a 2-mile radius, and I'm 2.1 miles or something.
Those bastards.
Because I can see them delivering right down the street, but they won't come to my area. although the Mojo Laser Pros shop is literally 100 feet, 200 feet from the drone area of Walmart. So I watch them taking off and all day long.
Why don't you order something from there and have them deliver it to you?
I could. I mean, they'd take off.
Why don't you?
Drop it right in the parking lot about 50 feet from where they take off. So.
Did you ever get U-Haul to move that big truck out in front of your front door?
Yep.
Did you yell at them?
I did.
Good.
I'm like,
did you get that on video? Because that'd be a lot of clicks.
Why would you back a U-Haul truck right up to somebody's business door? Dumbass.
And they said?
It was the customer who did that. The customer backed it up.
So you were aware of it?
Yeah.
That would have been the next thing out of my mouth. Well, yeah. And you didn't think to move it.
Well, no, I mean, they weren't aware of it.
Yeah, they were. They dicks.
This is Phil Bell on the Daily MoJo with your morning update. Yesterday was a bad day if you were a Verizon customer and used one of these. That's because for the majority of the day, Verizon wireless service was out over large swaths of the country. Now, most people will just chalk this up to a bad day for the phone company and move on. But as we become more dependent on our cell phones and other devices, I've really got to ask a question. Why are we depending on Verizon so much in the first place? And for that matter, why are we depending on AT&T or T-Mobile? Those are the top 3 cell phone companies. And the reason why there's only 3 cell phone companies is because a long time ago, the federal government, rather than simply setting aside radio frequencies for first responders, national security, and so on, decided that it was going to control radio waves, which of course are naturally occurring. As a result, whether it is our communications devices or entertainment, we are stuck with a small number of providers, and the growth in the free market that would take place otherwise has been stymied not only recently, but for decades. That's wrong. That's just a great example of what happens when, rather than trusting the free market, which I mean, we the people, we put our trust in government. Now, look, I like Verizon. I think they're a great company, and I enjoy using their products. But I believe that there is no reason the federal government should be stopping other entrepreneurs from getting involved in the cell phone business, the entertainment business, or otherwise. We need free markets everywhere because free markets equal safety, equal opportunity, and they equal freedom. So what I want you to do is leave a comment under the show. Let us know what you think about the Verizon outage and about my thoughts. And what I also hope you'll do is download the Daily MoJo smartphone app and enable notifications. That way you'll be up to date on the latest craziness and good stuff coming out of Washington, D.C., and you'll know how to share it with others. Stay sharp, stay strong, and stay free right here on the Daily MoJo.
Before you go, remember to hit that like button if you agree with Phil. If you don't, let us know why in the comments below and share it with the world. Phil Bell's Morning Update is exclusively on thedailymojo.com.
It's Thursday morning, the coffee's hot. Brad and Ron, they've got the lot. News and weather, traffic too. They spin the hits just for you. Oh, the Daily Mojo's on the air. Thursday shimmer beyond compare. From the 60s swing a 22 flare, you'll find the groove, it's everywhere. Turn the dial and let it play. They'll chase your blues right away. From Beatles beats to disco sheen and everything in between. They're spinning tales, they're spinning tunes, bright as the morning, sharp as news.
Again, she'll be appearing later on tonight, I think, in the Dirty Turtle Lounge. I believe that is where we have her. Is she scheduled? That's Luscious Lola.
Luscious Lola.
She is a friend of Betty from accounting. That's how she got the gig. Phil was talking about cell phone providers, which of course made me go back to the early 1980s.
Go where you wanna go, call when you wanna call.
Get the lowest price ever at Radio Shack on the most powerful transportable cellular phone system. Just $7.99 when you sign up with Radio Shack's authorized cellular phone carrier.
Go where you wanna go.
There's nothing else to buy, and it's ready to go wherever you go.
Call when you wanna call.
Use in your car, or go portable and take it along. Radio Shack's complete transportable cellular phone system. Just $7.99 only at Radio Shack, the technology store.
Do you know, let's see, $800 in, was that 1980? That was 89. $300 in 1989 today would be, really? No. How much? It was more than that. How much was the phone? It was $750 for the phone, wasn't it? It was $750. You saved $340.
Yeah.
So it was $750 in 1989. That phone. That would be the equivalent today of $1,960. Is there a piece of technology No, I'm asking the wrong person. Let me ask you who are listening, because Ron will do it, and then he'll get buyer's remorse and take it back. But
Maybe.
Is there any piece of technology that would be that awesome? You're like, I got to have it. It's $2,000. Don't care. I'm trying to look at the that's an increase of 161.39%. And that was back before the cell phone companies realized these are gumball machines. Give them away. That was genius.
Yep.
I don't know who came up with the initial thought of the marketing plan. Was like, hey, no. We give them away and we rape them on the other side. And that's what they did for a long time. I remember a friend of mine, Mac, in Nashville. He This back in the early aughts. He was like, he was looking for, we were talking about cell phones, and I don't know why this sticks out in my mind, but he was like, I am not paying 1 penny for a damn cell phone. And he was right. You didn't have to pay anything because once they had their little meat hooks in you, they would shake you until you were worth nothing. And then once they had you hooked on the crack, then they started charging for the phones again. And now we're back up to a cell phone. How much does an iPhone, like the top of the line iPhone?
Oh, I think they're $1,200 maybe.
Top of the line.
Well, it could be more depending on the size of the storage.
How much is an iPhone 17 Pro Max?
Yeah, they started
$1,099.
Yeah.
Let's see. If you want if you have the Pro Max, okay.
And if you want the 1 terabyte storage, it's probably going to cost you about $1,200 or $1,300.
Oh no, you're going to get the 2 terabyte storage.
Oh, okay.
Let's just go. And I don't have a trade-in. I want payment options. $1,000 right there. $999. Ta-da! We're right back where we started from.
Wow, that's a lot of money.
$2,000 for this.
Yeah.
$2,000. And the thing of it is, we'll do it. Oh, it's not $2,000. It's only $300 a month. Oh, why didn't you say so? It's not $2,000. It's only $3,000. It's only $200 a month. For how long? For 12 years? Yeah, we can afford that. It's not. That's the culture. That's where we are. People don't worry about, that's when you see the commercials on TV for the, deal time? Hey, I can make my own payment. I'll just slide this over here and do that. And look, it's only going to cost me $169 a month. I can afford that for 12 years. People do not consider how much things cost anymore. And part of the reason is, or most of the, if not all of the reason is, they don't teach it anymore in school. They don't teach finance. They don't teach how to balance it. What's a checkbook? Sorry. I was about to show my age. They don't teach you how to balance a budget they don't teach home ec. You took home ec, didn't you, Ron?
Did I take it? Yeah, I did for a semester.
I thought I remember you saying you took home ec or cooking or one of those
biscuits.
Things.
Yep.
And the hot babes were in that class too, weren't they?
There were, yes, yeah.
I mean, not that that's why you took the class.
And the
heaven
ugly
forbid,
chicks were
no.
in there too.
Yeah, there were some, but you know what? They were also very smart because they realized don't have a whole lot going on here. So if I can make a mean biscuit, guess what? I just upped my. And they were usually the ones, if you look back, they were the ones that opened their mouths and added points. And probably more often than not, the ones that were smoking hot back then, they opened their mouths, and in some cases, not all. Bridget Valentine. I know Bridget to this day. She was a cheerleader in high school, been married to Tommy Seiler now for, I think I just saw there was her 40th anniversary, something crazy.
Did she add points or subtract points?
Oh, total add.
Really? Cool.
Bridget is beautiful. She was beautiful in high school. And I swear she hasn't aged. She made some freaky deal with some power somewhere because she looks the same as she did from 1979, 1980. But, I mean, she opened her mouth and she's just the sweetest woman and still is today. And they have a big family, which, gives you hope. Gives you hope. Papa Ryan says, and what is the cost of a new cell phone today? I just answered that. Sorry. Ron, weren't you going to be looking ahead so I didn't have to look over and see these comments and make a complete fool out of myself? Wasn't it you were going to be making the fool out of you instead of me?
I don't remember.
I thought you said you were, but I'll keep doing it. Wade Robertson says we still had that class, but it was elective and the only dude that took it were they were not fags. Just because they took the class does not Some people's kids. My mom had one of those phones when she was on call, says Freebie38. Oh, the bag phone? And remember how cool we thought those were? How cool we thought that you could take a phone anywhere. All you have to do is carry this little bag with you. It was simple. Just carry the bag and everything will be just fine. And you can answer the first phone I had, the first cell phone was a car phone. It was installed in my truck. And I thought I was the schniz.
First one I had was like a Motorola bag phone. Like you were
mine was a Motorola phone, but it was installed in the truck. And then I realized, crap, you get a hold. And it was the same phone number I have today. And that was 1992.
Really?
Yep. I've got the same phone number I have had since day one. You think God exists?
Yeah.
Can you prove it mathematically?
I can't. Maybe some people
This guy says he can. World's highest IQ record holder. I watched this, and I'm going to need some help because even after watching it, I'm like,
okay,
huh?
Let's do it.
Hi, I am the world's highest IQ record holder, Young.
I had questions. I had questions immediately as soon as he opened his mouth. Okay.
Kim. I can prove that God exists mathematically.
Is he real?
I want to show you that even with very simple math, we can understand why God must exist.
Okay.
No difficult formulas are needed. Just the three.
Hold on a minute. What did he just say?
Not difficult. The formulas that are needed.
Did he forget verbs and stuff? How can somebody with such a high
Not
IQ?
difficult formulas. Oh, no difficult formulas are needed. But that's not what he says. It sounds like he says
the formulas are needed. Just the three easy facts that even children learn in school.
Uh-huh.
First, a line cannot start without a first point.
Mm-hmm.
Think about drawing a line on a piece of paper.
Okay.
In geometry, every line has to begin with at least 1 point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because a line is... What's a straight line?
It is a straight line is
shortest distance between 2 points.
Yeah, I mean, okay.
Yeah.
Without that first point, there is no line at all. The same is true with existence. If there was never a starting point, then nothing could have ever begun. But we clearly see that life and the universe exist. So,
do they? Do they?
So there must have been a first point, the starting point, that set everything in motion. Second, you cannot cross an endless past. Imagine counting down. If you start at 10 and go 9, 8, 7.
What's next, Ron?
6.
Very good.
All the way to 0, you can finish. But if I tell you to start at negative infinity and reach 0, you can never finish because there is no start, no first step. Time works the same way. If the past had no beginning, today would never have arrived.
I'm going to pause it there just so you can let that one sink in. If time had no beginning, today would never have arrived. If time had no beginning, today had... Is this what makes him a high IQ holder? And by the way, in his YouTube channel title, it is Young-Hoon Kim, IQ 276. Bragger. Would you want him on your team if you had to be a survivalist out there in the zombie apocalypse?
Yes.
You would?
I did, even though I couldn't understand him.
Oh, okay.
But here we are, living right now.
Uh-huh.
That shows time must have had a first moment, and there must have been a first cause that set time into motion.
For those of you listening, he said there must have been a first moment to set time into motion. Because otherwise, again, I'm not sure that I agree with the premise it had to start, otherwise we wouldn't exist, because that's a concept. Time is a man-made concept. It doesn't exist outside of our brain. I mean, did God invent time? If it doesn't exist, how did he invent it? I just made a statement smarter than Mr. Young-Hoon Kim, IQ 276. Ha ha.
Multiplication shows that power must come from somewhere. Think about 1 times 1 times 1 times 1. The answer is always 1.
Did you get that one right, Ron?
I did. Yep.
Nothing changes unless you bring in a stronger number, like 2 or 3.
Why you gotta be dissing
in the same way, if the universe only repeated itself with no new power, it will never begin or grow. There must be something greater, a real source of power that multiplied everything into existence. Now, let us put it together.
I'm waiting for this.
The only explanation that fits all three is a first cause, starting point, necessary, powerful, timeless, and intelligent. And this is...
He mispronounced intelligent. Where's Deuce 5?
Exactly what we mean when we say God exists. Thank you.
Thank you.
I mean, I think it's pretty...
Thank you very much.
I think it's pretty...
logical.
Is it, though? Because I'm still trying to figure out what the hell he just said.
It was, I mean, it sounded logical. I don't know whether it was or not, but it sounded logical.
You're just afraid to disagree with somebody whose IQ is 276,
Maybe.
aren't you?
Maybe.
Uh-huh. If he's so smart, how come he can't speak English? Huh? Huh?
Well.
Riddle me that one, Batman. Where the hell is Deuce 5? See, there he is right there. Very true. He says, I've known people with ridiculously high IQs that didn't have a lot of common sense. Thank you. And that was the point I was getting to. I'm not sure I'd want to have him on my team in the apocalypse because he might be the first guy that runs out and gets struck by a bolt of lightning or runs out into a hailstorm and gets brained.
Right.
Which the only reason
just like he's helping you with his IQ, you could help him with your, well, probably not yours, common sense.
Mine is almost unshareable because it's almost unfathomable. Do you know how I know why you don't run out into a hailstorm?
Because it hurts.
And do you know how I know it hurts?
Because you've done it before.
Because I ran out into a hailstorm. You do that
it's
once,
called learn
and that's
experience. Yep.
Yeah, and the problem, I remember my grandmother telling me that the pot on the stove was hot, that the stove was hot. Don't touch it.
Have you seen the TikTok? Where the
and
mom
what did Bradley do?
Touched it? Where the mom is handing the child a pot. She says, don't touch it on the bottom, it's hot. So the kid goes to grab it on the bottom. Don't touch it on the bottom, it's hot. So the kid goes to grab it on the bottom, and she goes, don't touch it on the bottom, it's mother effing hot. And the kid just like, what? She's like, Jesus, what?
I don't know if maybe kids listen in a different language. I don't know what that is, but
that's like sticking a fork in an outlet. Don't do it. What do you mean don't do it?
Oh, do tell. Do tell. What happened when you did it?
Just shocked the fire out of my kid. It was actually a butter
knife.
knife.
You didn't do it? You had a kid who did it?
It was a knife, yeah, a little butter knife.
You stuck a butter knife into an outlet?
Either, no.
Why were they sticking a knife into an outlet?
I don't know.
Because it was there?
I guess.
Okay.
Pretty much the only reason, yeah.
Must have been a boy.
Wow. Good guess.
Was it a... yeah. Just saying. Wade says, have y'all seen the video of that bull getting smoked with gorilla-sized hailstones? You know that sucked. And that's the thing about hailstones. You don't think that they're going to hurt. Well, you don't even think about it. You just think, I got to run out there. And you think, the first thing you think is your brain goes, oh, it's raining. I know it's raining ice, but it's just raining, and I've run out into the rain before, and so what's the big whoop? And then you find out as soon as you run out, and
well, it's not a liquid anymore. It's a solid, and it's flying at about 120 miles an hour.
Right, exactly. And the only reason that I even knew about this was because Pope Freebie the 38th posted this in the Daily MoJo First Amendment room yesterday. As the world's highest IQ holder, I believe that God is the perfect, eternal, and final word of God. Therefore, the Bible doesn't need to be updated. The world needs to catch up. And then I went to his YouTube channel to see, and when I saw we can prove that God exists through math, and I'm like, how do you? But I don't know that. First, you cannot prove that God exists. Not possible. If you could prove it, you would need faith, and you have to have faith. Great theologian George Michael told us that. So is there a way to prove that God exists? I mean, you can walk around and show the what I've done before. A miracle? Miracles don't happen anymore. Show somebody an acorn and then show them a tree. And you tell me, other than a miracle, how does this turn into that? I mean, that's what you need. I don't. In the beginning, a line has to have a beginning, does it? I mean, what about an infinite line? Have you ever seen the YouTube video on how an infinite, a hotel with an infinite number of rooms runs out of rooms?
No, I have not, actually.
Oh, it's really good. It'll hurt your brain, but it's. Oh, clock tower drunk. Don't touch this money. It's hot. We'll just touch the tip. Thank you, Clock Tower Drunk, for that. DCE Kimby says you cannot prove anything. Oh, we are getting all kinds of existential now. Well, you can, if you take the scientific method, which is, Ron, go ahead, for those out there who don't know what the scientific method is. Ron, tell me the scientific method.
E equals MC squared.
Thank you. Which, of course, was written by the great theologian Boston. The scientific method, of course, is you start with a hypothesis and you go to prove or disprove your hypothesis. So can you prove? I mean, how do you prove that an acorn? I never took philosophy. I'm regretting that. Didn't philosophy when you were in school seem like one of those, a gooby class? It's like, why the hell would you want to take philosophy?
Yeah, you don't know the importance of it when you're in school.
No, you really don't. And again, it's why don't they teach you the importance of stuff when you're still a Ute and you can still, have a shot at least getting through, and maybe they do, but maybe they just don't do it anymore.
Yeah, maybe they didn't make it interesting enough to want to do it.
I know after having not taken philosophy, I know things are smart by this yesterday. I was like, what the hell is that? What is that? Is that it? First of all, I think that's a Nissan, right? Is that like a 300? I think it's a Nissan.
It looks like tape.
I know, and then I thought, is that first thing I thought, was that like a concept car that they're trying to?
Yeah. To do wind resistance testing or something. Yeah.
Or is this just somebody with a dick for a friend?
Now, what I think it was, it used to have Christmas lights on it.
And they took the Christmas lights off and then just
left the tape. They haven't gone through and pulled the tape off yet. That's what the first thought I had was.
I hadn't considered that. I guess that's a possibility. I mean, you couldn't have run it across the door jamb, though, right? I'm thinking that the dude, because I think it's a dude right there, I'm thinking he pissed off some woman. Her name was probably Amy. And he was seen later that day with Allison, and Amy was not happy about Allison. And And Chuck, right there, came out to find all of these probably super glued to his car. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's duct tape, but you know that is not going to be easy to get off. Much like Allison. Which is why Amy came along. Or did I get that backwards? I can't remember. All right, this is the time has come. We shall see right now to find out if Ron did in fact live the dream. If he was able. Do you really still have the ornament up over at Mojo Laser Pros?
Yeah, I got to remove it.
Can people still get the ornament over at Mojo Laser Pros?
Yeah. I have that grain of rice engraving video ready if you're interested in it.
Well, let's see what it is first. Let's did that without cutting myself. That's the first accomplishment.
I hope it's not broken.
All right, that's empty now. Let's see here. Oh, thank you for putting one of your cards in here because I was hoping.
I also put one of my new cards in there too.
Oh, it's a little.
Yeah.
It's got the QR code on it.
Yeah, so you can review us.
All right, let's see. It's very well wrapped, and this is the same service that you will get as a customer of Mojo Laser Pros. You'll get it in, won't they? I mean, am I telling tales out of school?
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody.
All right, it's a nice little velvety. I feel like I'm doing a magic trick. Watch me pull a $100 bill right out of. All right.
Does the glass still look intact?
Wait a second. Did
Open
you
it
make
from the
this
bottom.
bag
no,
too?
from the bottom. Open it from the bottom. It's just a little.
Oh, wasn't that clever?
Yeah.
So, all right. So I'm going to peel back the adhesive here. That is really cool looking. All right. We have. Sorry, I didn't do the ASMR thing. My bad. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So we have the nice chain here. And then we have, I don't know if I'm going to be able to show this.
No, you'll have to let me play the video.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, it's just not going to show up.
My beautiful face is just overtaking it, isn't it? And all of its, but look at how beautifully it shines.
There are 3 grains of rice in that glass, and they all say Bradley
the
Staggs.
Hell you say? Hold on a second.
Let me put my glasses on.
Nope, I'm going to do the an even better trick than that. I'm going to take the picture and then use the picture to blow it up. All right, you have a
here's the video of me going through the process.
Okay, gang. I don't even know why I'm doing this, only to just prove a point. Not sure that that's what's going to happen, because you really can never prove a point to Brad Staggs. But I'm going to try to do it anyways. We're going to engrave on a grain of rice for Brad today, and then I'm going to send it to him so he can shut the hell up. All right, here we go. So this is the laser we're going to be using. This one right here. This is my new X-Tool UV. It's a UV laser. Can engrave on plastics, glass. It does really well on glass. Just give you a quick tour. There's my other X-Tool laser. This one is a diode laser and a fiber laser. There's my other fiber laser. And there's one of my CO2 lasers, and there's my other big CO2 laser. But let's see, we'll get a couple of grains of rice out of here. Gotta find the long grains. It says it's long grain rice, but it's not really all long grain.
Why is it always about length?
Okay, there's a couple right there.
It gets
you
old.
can't engrave directly on the rice.
This music is making me
coloring
hot.
the rice first, because quite
I
often
had to color
porn music.
I had to color the rice with a marker.
Take a marker.
They don't like that term.
We're going to color this rice.
Paint it. Let's call it painting.
Paint it black.
Watch the rice.
I tried to do this a while ago and lost my rice because it shot out of my tweezers.
Lost my ever-loving rice.
Where am I going to put this? All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take these grains of rice and put them in my sticky tack.
Misty got me some sticky tack to put them down so they wouldn't blow away.
You see this software that I'm using, which is the X-Tool Studio.
Looks like rat turds. That's what I told Miss. I said, looks like rat droppings on the freaking laser.
Wait a minute. Is that what you did? You substituted rat turds for rice?
No.
Right, so there's my grains of rice.
Look, there it says little Bradley there. I have to resize it.
Bradley name here. You can see it says Bradley.
You had to make it smaller. He was too big, wasn't he?
He was too big. But I did get it small enough.
Get on the grain of rice.
Let's get down here to where it actually engraves. All right, here we go.
And then come back over here, and of course, then we're ready to go here. You see the two Bradleys.
Watch this. This is kind of cool.
Let me get down powder on this here.
They look like rat turds.
They do. That's how quick it went.
Get the hell out.
Yep.
Hold on a minute.
That was it.
Hold on, dude. Can you rewind that? Or
It
are you
is.
going to show it again?
Here we go.
That was way too easy.
And then I
think
flip
it looks
them
pretty
over.
good myself.
That is amazing.
Start button.
That really is unbelievably amazing.
It'll focus here. There we go. Got some stags on there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is.
Now,
right, so
there's what it's in, everybody. So they're in a little glass.
Here it is on. I just put this out on the social.
Let me get over there.
Hi.
There you go.
So that is a close-up. I was able to take that. The thing in the background, those are the keys on a keyboard. That's how small.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that is really incredible. And this, Wade says, I thought he was supposed to put the Constitution on a grain of rice. Well, he was, but we're just cutting him a little slack until tomorrow.
Yeah, there's no way my laser will do the Constitution on a grain of rice.
Have you tried it?
No, but the laser itself is not small enough on this laser to go that small. I know that from.
What if you put? You're going to thank me for this idea, and you know what? Hold on. We need a hole. And then I'm going to on the other side of the hole. I'm going to tell you. I say we need a hole, and then my buttons don't work. Why don't my buttons work? I guess I'm going to have to do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to have to sing it. Let's see. Hang on a second. I will.
My buttons don't work. Well,
no, they don't.
Had put all those bumpers out there, I would have them to play for you, but I don't. So.
Well, there aren't any to put out there, so that's why there aren't any out there yet. However, here we go. In 3, 2, hole.
Boots on the floor, coffee in hand, spin that dial, we start the band.
Boots, check. Keys, check. Attitude, check. We'll take it from here.
Sun comes up, headlines burn, mic goes live, we take our turn. Bradley J. Staggs laughing at the seams, talking big talk about big wild Daily MoJo. Bang that drum. Chasing down that American dream. One job, wrong. You had one job wrong. Daily MoJo, beat that chest. When I was broke, we still believe. One job, wrong. We're chasing that American dream.
The Daily MoJo.
Daily MoJo.
right, so when we last left our hero, he was, Real Ron Phillips was creating the Constitution on a grain of rice. Actually put my name on 3 grains of rice over at Romika Designs, which you can find at mojolaserpros.com. Here's my idea, and it's going to be, not only are you going to sell a bunch of these, because how much would you charge now somebody to put their name to do this, to do the very same thing right there?
It's less about the grain of rice and more about the necklace itself. So if you wanted that necklace kind of thing, it's probably about $25 or $30. No?
Like I said, $100.
Okay.
$100. And it's really slick looking too. Is that like a bulb? Is that
Yeah, it's kind of like I've got little cylinders and those little teardrop looking things. So
it's unbelievably small. Anyway, you can go to Mojo Laser. I guess it's not up on the
it's
website
not up
yet.
on the website, no.
But
we can get it there.
When will it be on the? All right. So if you want to have it, talk about a great gift for Valentine's Day, which is coming up, for your birthday.
True. Yeah.
For let's see, whose birthday is it today? It's somebody big. Is it Martin Luther King's birthday today? I think it might be. Is it not today in history? Is it not Martin Luther King's birthday? I think. Yeah, Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King was born on this day in 1929.
Yeah, but it's the 19th is Martin Luther King Jr. Day.
Okay, but his birthday is today.
Okay.
January 15th, 1929. And he was assassinated in 1968. Martin Luther King Jr. today was his birthday. So if you have a birthday coming up, Martin Luther King, well, you could put, you should do that and then send it to, is Coretta still around? Send it to that. Oh, they would love it. Anyway, so you do have $100 for the necklace. And what, all of this consultation for free. Here's the $1 billion idea though. You put the preamble on how many words is in the preamble? I should know this, but I don't. You put them on grains of rice, so you can get 3, 4 words. How many sides are there on a grain? 4, 3?
Well, no, 2.
Only 2 sides?
Yeah.
Well, if there's 2 sides, there must be 4 sides because it's a square. It's not a flat piece.
It is kind of a flat piece. Yeah. The sides are a little bit thinner.
All right. So you could, so you could get 2 or 3 words on a grain of rice. You put the preamble to the Constitution on as many grains of rice, whatever it takes. And maybe 15, whatever it is. You put them in a thing. Then they're wearing the preamble to the Constitution in a necklace of, you're welcome. $150. $150. Am I right? I'm right. Yes, I'm right. So if you want one of those, you get in touch with Ron at mojolaserpros.com, and you can, talk about a fabulous gift. What an incredible gift. What an incredible talent that he can do. He can make things like that with for the friggin' laser beam. Is this a great country, or is this a great country? Michaela's mom says the holiday for MLK Jr.'s birthday is celebrated on the 3rd Monday in January, which would be this coming Monday, which will be, 4 days after his birthday?
Yeah.
So there you have it. Hut Bits observed next Monday. John Klatt says Hut Bits. I don't know what that means. I ordered tumblers for my peeps from Ron. I hate weight. What does hate weight mean? Freebie 38 ordered some tumblers?
He did.
Right on. Maybe it's a woman driving the car, says Original Babe. Well, no, because I'm referring back to this, which I still think is a dude driving the car, and he was over there dipping into Amy's inkwell, and Allison wasn't too pleased about that, and he came out to find all of these wonderful pieces of probably plastic super glued to the car. If it was a dude, if it's a chick driving the car, and I can't tell, it looks like a dude, but no dude is going to take the time to do that. Dude would just come out and slash your tires. That's what a dude does. A woman, though, she is so mad, she's steaming mad, and she comes out with every little piece of plastic that she stuck on that car with super glue. She's like, son of a... She came up with new words to call Bob with every piece of plastic that she super glued to his car. Tell me I'm wrong.
Does the video explain why that's all over the car? It doesn't, does it?
You know who... Okay. I shot the video.
Oh, right? I didn't realize that.
Because it's...
That's my truck. That's my window going down. Can you not tell from the dirt? I mean, look how clean that truck is.
People watching that because it's...
That's the voice of Jeff Fisher there in the background. And now I saw that, and I was the dick in front of you yesterday on Highway 121. I don't know, he was taking a video or something out the window of his truck. He's swerving all over the place, ended up running some dude off the road. That was me.
Yeah.
Because I'm important show business. Anyway, that's the work. That was the work of a woman right there. That is hell having no fury as that of a woman scorned. And I'm right about that one. All right, so we will get into the glitch in the AI because it is freaky deaky. I'll tell you about that next on the Daily Mojo.
The Daily Mojo, making mornings bright. Come on, with Brad and Ron, they keep it funky tight. Yeah. News, laughs, and the moves that feel so right. It's the Daily Mojo, keeping the world in sight.
We'd like to say hi to any government agency monitoring this broadcast. You know where to find us. TheDailyMojo.com.
Sony button, so little time. So yesterday I was bebopping around on a couple of subreddits, and I came across a subreddit called, I think it was called Glitches in History. Glitch in the Matrix. Glitch in the Matrix is what it was called. And this story I happened to find from actually a YouTube short, but it is just a really weird story. And I'm going to read it first person because it makes it simpler that way. And tell me it's not freaky. My, hold on a second. I got to move this over here so I can, so many things, so many buttons. Where the hell is a producer when you need one? Yep. My last semester at a certain college, I was assaulted by a football player for walking where he was trying to drive. Note that he was 325 pounds and I was 120 pounds. That does make things a bit one-sided. The guy pushes him down. He says, while unconscious on the ground, I lived a different life. I met a wonderful young lady. She made my heart skip. She made my face red. I pursued her for months and dispatched a few jerk boyfriends before I finally won her over. After 2 years, we got married, and almost immediately she bore me a daughter. And I had a great job. My wife didn't have to work outside of the house. So when my daughter was born, she said, I doted on her. I doted on my daughter. And then when my daughter was 2, my wife, bore me a son. My son was the joy of my life. I would walk into his room every morning before I left for work, and I would dote on him and on my daughter. It was a fabulous life. Then one day, I am sitting on the couch, and I noticed the perspective of the lamp was odd. It was like inverted. It was still in 3D, but it was just wrong. It was a square lamp base. It was red with gold trim on 4 legs and a white square shade. I was transfixed. I couldn't look away from it. I stayed up all night staring at it. The next morning, I didn't go to work. Something was just not right about that lamp. I stopped eating. I left the couch only to use the bathroom at first. I stopped doing that too, as I wasn't eating or drinking. I stared at that lamp for 3 days before my wife got really worried. She had somebody come by and try to talk to me. By this time, my cognizance was breaking up. My wife was freaking out, understandably. She took the kids. She left. She went to her mother's house just before I had my epiphany. The lamp is not real. That's what I thought. Lamp isn't real. The house isn't real. My wife, my kids, none of that is real. The last 10 years of my life are not effing real. I'm sitting there. The lamp starts to grow wider and deeper, gets fuzzy. It was still inverted. It took up my entire perspective, and all I could see was red. I heard voices. I heard screams. All kinds of weird noises, and then I became aware of pain. A shit ton of pain. The first words I spoke were, I'm missing teeth. I opened my eyes. I was laying on my back on the sidewalk, surrounded by people that I didn't know. And lots of them were freaking out. I was completely confused. At some point, a cop scooped me up, dragged and walked me across the street, threw me in the back of a cop car. I was still very confused. I was taken to the hospital by the cop. It seems he didn't want to wait for the ambulance to arrive for some reason, and they gave me CAT scans. I went through about 3 years of horrid depression. I was grieving the loss of my wife and children, dealing with the knowledge that they never even existed. I was scared that I was going insane as I would cry myself to sleep, hoping I would see her in my dreams. I never have, but sometimes I see my son, usually just a glimpse out of the peripheral vision. He's perpetually 5 years old, and I can never hear what he says. How freaky would that be?
Wow. And all of that within a matter of seconds, probably.
Yeah. I mean, have you ever awakened from a dream and it felt like you were there? I mean, it felt like you were there a long time. It felt like, days or weeks or whatever. Yep. That was your life.
Yep.
And then you wake up, and there have been times I've awakened and gone, no. Go back to sleep. Because you really want. Don't you ever do that?
It's like, figure out how that turns out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was rich in my dream. Please go back to sleep.
I had money. I could do whatever I wanted. I could sleep later. It was amazing. But imagine that it being so powerful. And this is from a subreddit called, again, Glitch in the Matrix. It's from, this was 11 years ago that this originally was posted in a subreddit.
Wow.
And there are a lot of these stories. I'm thinking about doing a series on these because some of them are just freaky. Doing a whole series on these, maybe producing them a little bit more, but that would suck. I mean, you got emotions, so whatever. Was it a glitch in the Matrix? Did he really live those years in his brain? Again, remember that time is a man-made construct. It doesn't really exist. If you live 10 years in your dream, were you in a parallel dimension? Were you in a parallel universe? Were you in some other place?
I love these kind of theories and hypotheticals.
Philosophy. Don't you wish you'd taken it?
And all this. I love these because realistically, couldn't our lives, and realistically they are, but a moment in time. Our entire 120 years, let's say, that's what God has given us, 120 years maximum. But let's say our 85 years is nothing but a blip of time. But to us, it was a lifetime. You see what I'm saying?
82 to over $100,000 annually. That is the average salary for somebody with a PhD in philosophy as a professor. If you had just wised up a little bit 40 years ago and taken some classes in philosophy, and then you learned a few things, and then you'd be, instead of standing in front of who knows how many people here, you'd be standing in front of who knows how many people in a class somewhere talking about, time is really just an abstract concept.
An abstract concept.
I mean, just imagine this. I want you all just close your eyes for just a second. Unless you're driving, of course, in which case, don't close your eyes. That's a radio joke from way back. And I just want you to think about the time flowing like a river to the sea, to the sea. Who sang that song?
I don't know.
It's a gimme. Boston.
ABBA.
Ooh, I gave you. That wasn't ABBA. Chimney. But if he, and for all intents and purposes, the guy did lead a life, married with 2 kids, and was happy.
Yeah.
What's the difference? I mean, if he believed it and he felt it and he was immersed in it, even if it was for 30 seconds or a minute.
The thing is that it sounded like his brain slowed down the thought process enough that in those 2 minutes he was knocked out. He lived 40 years, or how many ever, 10 years, I think it was, you said?
That doesn't even, you don't even need to slow down the process, because our brain doesn't work with time that way. Because you can think about something 40 years ago and you can.
Memories and not, that is.
But they all happen at the same time.
Yeah.
So your brain can make you could be living 4 years in a second, but it's not necessarily slowing down. It's just the way that those chemicals are jumping across the neurons at the end of those little nerve endings in your brain. But to
have gotten hung up looking at the lamp, that's crazy.
It just goes to show, how many times have I told you, do not sit on the couch and stare at the lamp?
Yeah. Yeah.
You'll end up with broken teeth on a sidewalk, in the back of a cop car,
on your way to a hospital,
administered CAT scans, and your whole life will go up right in flames right before you. And thank you, phone test 79. Yes, it was APP, as opposed to OPP, which you never want to mess with, or OPM, which you do want to mess with, especially if you're an investor. Mm-hmm. You know who APP is, right?
I don't.
Alan?
I know who OPP is. Alan Parsons Project.
Thank you. APP.
Yeah.
Michaela's mom says maybe it was a past life. Why wasn't anybody ever, and this is actually kind of applies here, why wasn't anybody ever just like John Smith in a past life? Why was it? Why I dreamt I was Attila the Hun. You're never just some rando. I was the guy who swept the streets in a past life. His name was Kevin. I was Pope Pius IV. I was King Charles in a previous life. It's never just some rando dude. Wade says that's terrifying. What, the fact that Alan Parsons sang that, or that your brain could do that to you? Think about the people. My sister was in my oldest sister, Diane, was in a coma for 12 years. And they had no idea. The brain, I don't know if they did brain scans on her or not, but, and she died in
Did she die in the coma?
82? Oh, yeah, she never came out of the coma. Right. She died in 1982, and so this is 40, how many, 43 or 44? Oh. And when they did I guess they did an autopsy, but they discovered that her brain had like shrunk significantly during the course of the coma. But it's too bad any of this technology wasn't available back then to possibly, and I don't know if they can do it now, if they hook your brain up to wires and probes and things, they can tell at least that you have some electrical activity going on in there. I guess they had that to some extent back in the 70s and 80s. Because she went into the coma, see, that would have been She was in 12 years. That would have been 1970 that she went into it. So I think maybe it was 71 or 2. Then she must have died in like 84. Yeah. So, but what, I mean, in 12 years, so, and she would blink her eyes? It was a weird time in my life. I don't have a lot of details. But, like, what was she thinking for all 12 of those years? And would that suck if you're in there and you're cognizant of everything, but you can't move anything? And so people are talking to you. You're like, I'm in here. What are you doing? I'm in here. Stop it. And you
there
can't
have been
communicate.
Instances of people like that
That have come out?
No, well,
they've had to. They would have to come out for us to know that.
So,
I'm not aware of those.
Wow.
Are there any particular? Because that you're aware
of? No, none in particular. I mean, maybe I've just heard stories of that, but it's not that they were like in a coma. It's like they were.
I don't think anybody's been in a coma that long.
Yeah.
And come out of it, except remember Karen Ann Quinlan.
Yeah, we talked about her last year, I think, sometime.
She was a woman who became an important figure in the history of the right to die controversy in the United States. She was 21. She became unconscious after she consumed Valium along with alcohol while on a crash diet, lapsed into a coma, followed by a persistent vegetative state. That's what my sister was, too. It was technically, was she in the coma the whole time, or was she just a persistent vegetative state? And maybe that's a better way to describe it. Doctors refused the request of her parents to disconnect the ventilator. Her parents followed the suit to get it. And Diane was not on any life support either. She was and they would feed her through a tube in her stomach. So there was nothing to disconnect. Even if she wanted to check out, there was nothing to check out. I mean, short of putting a pillow over her face, which no one was going to do that. But, and she was born in, Karen Ann Quinlan, born March 29th, 1954. So almost 10 years to the day prior to me. When did she die? May 76. So she did, Karen Ann Quinlan was disconnected from the ventilator. When did she die, though? Was it 76? June 11th. Respiratory failure, result of complications from pneumonia, June 11th, 1985, which I think is what Diane died of. Pneumonia, because generally when you're in that position and you're on your back, that's why they have to continually move you just to keep the your lungs from filling up with fluid. She's alive. When the autopsy in Karen Ann Quinlan's case, after she died, her entire brain and spinal cord were studied carefully. Her cerebral cortex had moderate scarring. Her thalamus had sustained extensive damage bilaterally. Her brainstem was undamaged. These findings suggest the thalamus plays a particularly important role in consciousness. We have no idea. Well, I say we. Well, I truly don't have any idea how the damn brain works. It's a miracle. But wouldn't that be, you live a decade or more in the course of an instant. And at the end of this life, I mean, what does everybody say? At the end of the line, what does everybody I think probably without exception, the same thing at the end of the line, that it went like that.
So you reminded me of something, and I mentioned this last week or earlier this week. Do you remember the show or the movie or the book 11/22/63? Remember we talked about this. That's
James Franco.
It's James Franco is in the series. It's a limited series.
Nick Searcy's in it too.
Nick Searcy's in it. It's a book by Stephen King. And what happens is this guy, just as a synopsis, this guy finds this portal in time to where he
can... In the back of a diner.
Yeah, in the back of a diner, in the closet of a diner. He walks into the portal, can live an entire number of years and then return to the portal, and when he comes back, only 2 minutes have passed. That's similar to what you're talking about. James Franco lived an entire 3 years in this portal to try to, save President Kennedy's assassination.
Yeah, when it comes to the concept of time.
Yeah.
The worst part about it, though, is when he came out, and when you went back in, you had to live those same period of time.
Yeah, it reset it every time, yeah.
You had to spend 3 years of your life in there, which was actually just a couple of seconds out here, but still, if you're experiencing time in whatever dimension you're in, it's still, it can get boring after 3 years.
I love time travel shows, movies.
Tiger Tame says, can you engrave the Constitution on members of Congress?
Yeah, on their forehead where they see it every time they look in the mirror.
Ron, you can buy black rice.
Yeah, the wild rice. Yeah, I know. Yeah. But it's black all the way through.
What do you have against being black all the way through?
The fact that it doesn't engrave white like yours did.
And now it always has to be about white, doesn't it? Always has to come back to being about white. Jason Gafraves over there. Reminds me of a modern day Twilight Zone or The Outer Limits. Yeah. It's just because we can all relate to it. We've all had dreams where they seemed completely legit and real. And we've all awakened. Although I guess there are some people out there that say that they've never dreamed.
Yeah, I don't get that.
They're lying.
Yeah.
I think they're lying. I think they're full of crap. Everybody dreams. Everybody dreams. You spoke it into being. Thank you for being over there in the Daily MoJo YouTube channel, which, who knows? I mean, the channel won't go away. It's whether or not we will continue to be there, because it just depends on whether or not the algorithm likes us. And we're trying to, 2026 is going to be the year that makes or breaks it. So tell your friends, tell 10,000 of your closest family members to watch the show and to partake amongst our affiliate partners, because at the end of 2026, you may say bye-bye to this particular program and or format. Just saying, because at this point, it is still an expensive hobby. Just so you know. Don't say I didn't warn you. Mikaela's mom says it's like being given anesthesia and you're still conscious. I knew a girl that had that happen, and luckily she could not feel it, but she could hear everything and remembers it. Again, that would be the worst. You're laying there and you're aware of everything that's going on around you, and you cannot communicate because you can't control your body, because for whatever reason, the spinal cord injury, whatever it is, you can't respond to the outside stimulus. It would just, man, talk about being frustrating. That would be, hey, look, my buttons don't work again. What in the hell is going on? Why is it doing that to me? Why does it hate me today, Ron? I just
the machine.
Thank you. I'm glad I called IT. Awfully kind of you. I hadn't thought of that, really, but you know what? That's a good point.
Thank you.
Have you tried rebooting? No, I hadn't thought of rebooting. I figured I'd just do it right here. I'm looking for something that I can play. Right. Oh, you know what? This is fun. We'll do this. I think we'll do this. Yeah. I don't care if it's Halloween.
In space, no one can hear you scream. What they don't tell you is that you can't listen to the Daily MoJo either.
Jules! Money up for it, to me. Money, buy it!
Count your blessings. Since you're here on Earth, feel free to scream at Brad or Ron.
Get ready!
It won't do any good, but you might feel better. The Daily MoJo.
I know that was for Halloween, but it's still, I think, given the state of the world and the universe, I think it really holds true for any day of the week.
Sure.
And that one may just go into regular rotation, if for no other reason, just because I want to. This was, and again, AI is here to stay. AI is not going anywhere. And do we really want the government regulating it anyway? Because when was the last time the government did anything right, well, and without screwing us all? I can't think of
me either.
So, we have to self-regulate ourselves. And this is a video that is the Real versus AI compilation, which I thought brings up some good points. Real versus AI.
See if I can keep it clean. Here are 6 ways that you can use rollerblades on trampolines. Number 1, don't. 6 ways you can use rollerblades on trampolines. Number 1, don't.
Okay, the explosion. That was pretty cool.
That was cool.
That was pretty cool.
I don't know what an HD is, but my doctor says I have 80 of them.
I get it. I see it.
I don't know what an HD is, but my doctor says I have 80 of them.
Okay, the fact that that's real.
Yes. Is scary.
Parkour is unfreaking believable. And I mean, again, it's another one of those things I wish that when I was younger, I had, paid more attention to things like this and maybe trained and done some of this. Now I would be dead if I tried any of that. This is the AI version of it. I don't see why. Would that hurt you if you landed in a bathtub like that?
God, probably. Break his back.
Is that bad?
Here we go. Yeah!
Seriously, that's real? Because that's pretty awesome. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was the real.
I think that one was the real one. Yeah.
Which I can do that. Ron can't, but I can. That hurts every time I watch it.
Here we go.
That's pretty remarkable. Both of my ankles would be broken. Here's.
Whoa, stuck it! Twist, here we go. Huh, stick. The wall run. Twist, watch this. Here we go. Whoa, off the wall again, and stick it. Ha,
He said, let's give AI 5 attempts.
Right. That's the worst part about I am all about AI. I love AI. I think it is a fabulous tool like anything else. It's a tool. If you use it the way it's intended, well, it's open for anybody's really interpretation as to how it was intended to be used. But my intention is to create things that would otherwise take resources and or time and money and people that I don't have, which equates to resources. So by having the ability to create things with a few keystrokes, as opposed to going out and hiring people and hiring a band and hiring a composer and hiring props and hiring the location and all of that stuff, if you can get that done in a shorter amount of time for the price of a subscription online, I'm all about it. Now, don't be effing people over with it.
Right.
But if you're doing it for entertainment, for hell, even research, I see nothing wrong with it. It's not going to take over the damn world. I don't care what anybody says. You're more likely to get brained by a robot, accidentally hitting you in the head, not knowing its own strength, than you are from AI killing us. But I think it's a fabulous way to create things that we would not otherwise have the opportunity to create. And I think it's a real gift. It's to me anyway, I think it's a blessing because it allows us to do things that we would otherwise not be able to do. We talked to, today's Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's been 2 days since we talked to Dan about the the Indiana Jones thing. Here's the way the Indiana Jones thing is supposed to work, which is, again, pretty cool. Hey, everybody, he's a hero. So, but this is the way that it worked on, when did this happen? A couple weeks ago?
I think we played this.
I know we did. Yeah. I'm saying, this is what happened. We talked to Dan about this on Tuesday, and this is what happened on during this particular performance of the Indiana Jones stunt show. I've not ever seen this angle, because this is a dude I think was just sitting in the audience and put it on his own channel, which remind me to tell you the story sometime about the story behind the idol that Indiana Jones swaps out the sand for. There's a whole story behind that and the original idol, and the eyes move, which we'll get into that later. But anyway, so here is when the big rubber ball somehow gets off its track. Don't you know they'll be launching an investigation into this? And the ball starts rolling down the track, and I wonder what. Obviously, something. It hit something there.
Yeah, it hit the side of that column. It's almost like somebody pushed it too hard, too fast.
No, it hit something.
Yeah, the wall in the back. You see it hit the wall right there.
No, but it hits something in the middle of the track, right there. It knocks it off course to the right. So there's either a platform. Isn't that where the dude comes up as Indiana Jones? He's
do you see the column
I know, I'm
in the
watching
back?
it.
Okay, the column in the back is what it hits that knocks it out.
Irrelevant at this point. The bottom line is it comes out of the track, and this guy jumps up.
Whoa.
400 pounds. That's a heavy balloon.
It's a
very heavy balloon that he got hit with, and it wasn't the balloon hitting him that hurt. It was the sudden stop caused by the chair. Which, if he had held his footing better, he wouldn't have probably got thrown into that chair.
100-pound boulder rolling straight towards a crowd of families. So here's the question: would you jump out of the way, or would you run straight towards it? Well, tonight we're talking with the Disney employee who jumped in.
How you doing?
To action. Good evening, I'm Greg Warman.
Hey, good evening, I'm Martha Sagowski.
Yes,
this is the video, Greg, that went viral. You remember this about 2 weeks ago. You can see that boulder right there going into the audience, and that employee stops it right there. He blocks it from anyone getting hurt. He spoke exclusively with Channel 9's Ashlyn Webb today. And Ashlyn, you asked him what was going through his mind.
A 400-pound balloon?
In that split-second decision.
He told me the only thing on his mind at the time was stopping that boulder from rolling. He has worked on this show for more than 3 decades.
I can't believe that show has been working for 3 decades.
Being a stuntman and an actor, and he believes that he was put in this spot at the right time, at the right place to make a quick decision.
Flipping cars, dramatic explosions, and electrifying stunts. This is one of the riskiest. Indiana Jones running away from a 400-pound boulder. But 2 weeks ago, that stunt went wrong.
Oh my God! That's coming right for us!
With no hesitation, video shows Robert Herrick, an actor for the show, using himself as a shield to the hundreds in the crowd.
He's become a meme.
Probably out of my seat before it went over the thing without any thought of what was going to happen.
Herrick is,
and he's got the neck brace on, which I'm thinking, even if I didn't get hurt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Because
Disney.
Hello, Disney. Hello, legal department. He may have bebopped right up off of that chair. Because you heard he was a stuntman too, right?
Yeah.
So he knows how to take a fall. Good for you, dude. And I hope we get invited to the party when you throw it.
What do you mean it's last call?
That right there is 2 hours went by like that. Every day, just you wake up and you snap your finger and it's already over. It is already over. It's called the Daily Mojo. This particular version was for Thursday, January the 15th, the year of our Lord 2026. And we see if anybody learned during the course of the program. Ron, what'd you learn? Let's start with you. What'd you learn?
I learned that I cannot put the entire preamble of the Constitution on the grain of rice.
But you could put it on several grains of rice, which he'll be attempting to do shortly, and that will be for sale at MojoLaserPros.com. Original Babe says, I had that happen once, woke up and knew it was another dimension and said to myself, go back to sleep and hope I wake up in my normal dimension. I did. Thankfully, it was just for a few minutes.
Wow.
And you bet, we like having you here, Original Babe, but if you were rich in the other dimension, I wouldn't blame you for waking up and popping over back into the other one. I mean, you're going to be able to reach through and grab your family and take them with you. Yeah. Or maybe you would prefer to see ya. No judgment. Over in the Twitterverse, Ace of Base. Thank you, Pickled Squirrel. I was giving Ron every opportunity to try to get that one, but sadly. Frankly speaking, and just like that, liberals are blaming the shooter, not the gun. For which? I don't know. Over in the YouTube chat room, I'm surprised the algorithm recommended you today. Glad it did. Me too. Remember that we the people must hang together, otherwise we shall surely hang separately. Sic semper tyrannis, resist stupid. And good night, Doc Thompson.
Wherever you are. See ya.
Grains of rice, how many?
Watch and listen at thedailymojo.com.